Yo, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode 28 of the Casual Weebs podcast. Dude, what an insane week. Even though Elusive Samurai decided to take a break, have a
It's
recap
dirty.
episode. Bro, listen, we're going to talk about it. I mean, recap episodes I don't think should exist. I just don't see the purpose in them. And you know what? I like them, but they're misplaced. They're always in the middle of a season, which is like, why? Like, what are you guys forgetting? You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure we've only had like 6 episodes, 7 episodes, 8 episodes. What do we need a recap for? But like, that'd be so cool to have a recap at the end of the season. So when you forget about what happened and season two's coming out, oh, let's just watch the recap at the end of season one. You know what I mean? And
Like a
now we
13th
remember.
episode. Because
Yeah.
it's easy to forget. Like, I would say some of the content in the first two episodes, because they were like really packed with stuff
Mm-hmm.
and like story and backstory and building up the family and stuff. But it's kind of like you said, it's always at like episode 8, 9, 10 when like you're reaching that climax of the first season,
Yeah.
especially with a 12 season anime. And I would like to know if anybody has ever like watched an anime where you felt you needed a recap. Like, the example I gave was One Piece, like, every 30, 50, 80 episodes or whatever they do. Like, I can see doing a recap of some of the big fights or new characters or whatever.
Yeah.
But for like a 12 episode anime, you're either binging it or watching it week to week. Like, who the fuck forgot what happened
And
last
like
week? You know what I
that's the
mean?
thing. Like I feel like they're doing it in order to give the animators like time off. You know what I mean? But it's like just take the week off then, because now you're still wasting
And
time
actually chill.
because you
Yeah.
have to like do this. And like they put in all caps recap. I feel like they didn't used to do that, but now they do. So people just don't watch it because people would watch it, be like, "What the fuck, a recap?" And they bomb the reviews. So now they're always putting like recap, like, "Hey, just so you know," like just pretty much saying, "Don't watch this." Like recap is being translated to "do not watch." It's bullshit. You know what I mean? So it's
Which
like, why
honestly, I
do it?
can I can respect that though. It's like, I guess if you're looking for like you're excited for that next episode, if you see
Mhm.
it's a recap before, watching 5 to 10 minutes of it being like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, but like that's the thing too, is like we still see that like new sign. You know what I mean? We still see like, oh, new episode. You know what I mean? So you still kind of
I
like
always
get us there, bro. Like just don't make it. Just don't make it until the end of the season, and then I'll be great. So we can watch that when season two comes, and then we're refreshed. We're ready.
That's a really good point. And even like My Hero has like recap episodes. Like, I'm even fine with that
Every
because there's a lot of
episode in the beginning.
like every other week, yeah, and 5 minutes in the beginning.
Yeah.
um, but at least with so many characters and like plot lines and battles going on, that at least feels like it makes sense. You're not like, I don't know. This was literally what, the ninth or 10th episode for
Yeah.
Elusive
I
Samurai?
think it was like the ninth. I think we've been like one off when we were like, oh, it's like the 10th, but it's really like the ninth, that kind of thing.
I can never keep it straight.
Dude, I know.
But yeah, so like you literally had 8 episodes of content, like, a little more than half a season. Like, that for me is a bummer. But you're right. I would rather the people just get the week off and hopefully they're not working to stitch together
Yeah, it
recaps.
just makes more sense. But anyways, guys, we, despite that, have a lot to talk about this week with Alya, with Wistoria, and My Hero Academia. I caught back up on that. I'm not gonna lie, I have a lot of hot takes on My Hero Academia. A lot of things from like, all right, bet that's sick, and a lot of things from like, you know what,
Yeah,
but like
okay.
the thing is too, I feel like My Hero Academia, like the biggest problem is this kind of like One Piece. I think One Piece is kind of the same boat where like they're just better to binge instead of watching week to week. Like I realized watching these three
So
episodes when I
true.
binged the last 3 weeks was just more enjoyable because you could kind of skip the recap and just watch it instead of being like, okay, you're excited for that episode, and then first 5 minutes is recap, and then you have like it kind of drags on. You know what I mean? I feel like it's just easier when like you have a chunk of it to watch. But yeah, I have some takes about this latest episode and about My Hero Academia in
All
general.
right.
But what do you want to get into first?
Um, I'll give you the pick, Wistoria or Alya.
Wistoria, dude.
All
So,
right, Wistoria was bad fucking ass, man.
dude, it's so sick. First of all, they kind of talked about it, but then kind of glanced right over it. The barrier's about to fall. Like what?
Yes, dude, and like Wistoria's done this a bunch of times where they give you like a major like spoiler or like foreshadowing or
Yeah.
whatever for like literally one super quick scene, and then
Hmm.
they like won't touch on it.
Like what the hell's going on? Like the barrier is literally about to collapse, which is massive. What's going on with the Mangia or the whatever they are? Uh, But it's like the Manga Vanders, like what's going on with them?
Yeah,
Because some of them are missing. They're on campaigns and stuff. But like if you're on like a mission and like the bear's about to fall, it doesn't seem kind of problematic. Like what are they up to? What is fully going on? I feel like when we get to season 2, we get to the tower, it's going to be an absolute shit show. It's going to be an absolute mess. But I think also that that has something to do with why the monsters are climbing the floors and we're having rampages. Because I feel like as that bear weakens, maybe it kind of gives them more power or something. Because that's something that surprised us this episode and surprised everybody was that there was the rampages, these floors are getting overrun, and now the boys are on floor 11. They're into tower territory, which is kind of a problem. How we got to see how they're going to be able to handle themselves.
yeah, it's like a really cool point in the story where you're kind of like, I don't want to use the like term graduating, but we're moving away from like class and school and into like the real world, like bigger monsters, like you said, tower territory, which is like really cool. But you can also see how like intimidated everybody is. It's like literally the best students, right?
Yeah.
And we saw Wingnall or whatever his name is. He really struggled this episode. Like his backstory was a little
Yeah.
bit like kind of set him up, in a better way. Like wasn't just a total bum, but he got the Will Serfort treatment this episode for sure. So like you can
Oh,
kind of see they're
yeah.
not really ready to take that next step. Um, maybe where like some of the teachers are, or like yeah, the Magia Vander. Um, but yeah, we didn't really get any more lore. We got like a couple teasers. We got like a teaser with the villain and yeah, like the one scene about the barrier not holding up as well, and then yeah, we're on the 11th floor, so like just touching on a lot of stuff, but not too much yet.
Yeah, but I mean, other than that too, like them seeing them in the dungeon was really sick. Seeing like we were talking about last episode with like how's Will gonna do in their team dynamic, he struggled. He really couldn't keep up, especially because they were also in his defense killing everything so goddamn fast. You know what I mean? He couldn't get in there and do something. And as we see him go into unmarked territory, well, that's where Will's going to shine because in order to keep up with everyone credit wise, he had to go into deeper floors than he was supposed to. So now in this unmarked, unknown area, Will's able to shine because he's like, oh, well, I built up instincts and experience by doing this before. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of in my element. That's why he's so calm and Wignall was freaking the fuck out. Like, how can he be so calm, man? How can he be? As he's like crying in the corner. Like, all right, brother, like, calm down. All right, like, Will's got this. So it's going to
Dude,
be really.
the
Yeah.
scream when he throws up that illusion, that was good. Another W for our boy Will.
And dude, Will was like demolishing them. He was slicing through them like it was nothing. So that was really sick. And seeing him kind of meet up with everybody else eventually, I guess in the next episode, is going to be awesome. I feel like they're going to team up, they're going to meet up, and I feel like they're going to encounter that new villain before they leave. You know what I mean? I don't think that they're just going to meet up and then get rescued and kind of go out. I feel like they're going to either see a taste of that new villain, which I want to know about. I want to know the lore about them. Are they just living in the dungeons? Why are they against everybody? Like, what's kind of about them? But also, they're going to have to fight that beast that's on floor 10 now. You know what I mean? That thing looked fucking mean. So I have a feeling that we are going to have one of the nastiest fight scenes so far of the season coming up. Like, just god tier, because we're going to see all of them work together and fuck shit up. Learning more about Wignall is also really sick. I really like that.
Yeah, he's a cool character and kind of giving you the like, he comes off as like a prodigy, but he's actually like a laggard
Yeah.
himself, like in his family and his elven bloodline, which was kind of cool, made him a little more relatable. Um,
Got his
but
arm
yeah,
cut
kind of
off,
like,
too.
yeah, I didn't really follow that. Like,
I don't know what his arm is now, but he's only got one arm, apparently.
it's like a prosthetic or something. But yeah,
Illusion?
that
I don't
actually
know.
makes more sense.
But I feel like we've seen him use both arms, though, or both hands. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. It has to be something, but apparently, yeah, he got his arm cut off.
I feel like we'll get more of the backstory, but I'm definitely rocking with you. I think you're on the right track. Like, this is not going to resolve quickly. I think we're really going to see everything kind of clash and come to a head, and
Hmm.
everybody will meet up. But I think, um, it'll really be hard for them to get the confidence. They're already shaken, and they'll end up leaning on Will more so than themselves. And Liana seems pretty confident, but she got banged up. She was like leaking from her head. She was bleeding pretty bad.
Bro,
Um,
speaking of that, I
yo,
want
but
to see
like
them fight. Yo, Liana
Yeah,
being a close quarters mage, and they're like, oh, she's
that
special,
was
she's unique.
so
And then
badass.
the lightning and she fucks it up like, yo, bro, her versus Will would be amazing. That would be a fight of the century.
I was so impressed. That was really cool because like you just assumed it would be some like Pikachu, thunderbolt attack from a distance or whatever. Like I was not ready for some serious like up
Zenetsu
close.
shit.
Yeah, dude, I thought like Shinomiya, Zenetsu, like I was like, all right, sick, very sick.
Yeah.
But like seeing them all work together would be so sick because like just all the different abilities and elements and stuff like Julius and Shion fighting together, like that would be cool. You got fire and ice, like it'll be cool to see if they can work together, but just seeing all those abilities and then obviously Will being the fucking man. I'm very, very excited for this next episode.
Dude, I'm absolutely stoked as well. And I'm actually like really stoked for like coming towards the end of the season, next season, the season after that. Because I don't know what's going on. I think they're dropping some fire in the manga. Because I'm getting a shit ton of spoilers out of nowhere. And like, listen, we got some things right, we got some things wrong. The good thing is that it seems like there's gonna be some fun stuff coming up. There's actually some nice villains, some good fight scenes, and a lot more lore. It seems like things are about to really kind of explode and kind of crack, and they're kind of giving us a little inklings, a little sprinkle in here and there. But I feel like it's gonna get really, really good. I'm really excited for that, and they're gonna do things that we won't expect. So one of the things that I found out about, I never would have guessed, and I feel like it's gonna be something that really shakes everybody. Where they're like, "Oh my god, I didn't." Is some good twists. You know what I mean? It's not so straightforward and predictable. So I feel like that's gonna be really cool. So like going forward, I feel like Wistoria is actually gonna like pop off. I think it's gonna be really good, and I think if you enjoy it for what it is, it's going to be really nice. Instead of I want it to be something where it does everything I want. It's not gonna be a good anime if that's the case, because they're gonna have some twists and they're gonna do some things that you're gonna fucking hate. But like at the same time, like it also kind of makes a little bit of sense. So moving forward, I am very, very, very excited for Wistoria. I'm thinking that maybe at the end of the season we're going to be getting more into the tower type territory, or are we going to go into an all out war? They keep bringing up this barrier that is failing, it's breaking, it's going to be kaput. So is that going to be the end of the season? Are we going to see more kind of war type, or are we going to see more of this school kind of vibe? That's what I'm really excited to kind of see how this comes to an end, because they're kind of gearing up for both. I mean, the situation they're put in, it seems like all of them are going to graduate. They're all doing insane fucking things. But at the same time, too, we keep hearing about the barrier, and now we're seeing a super villain that's super scary and killing professors. That's the biggest thing. They're killing professors. So I'm really excited to see how this kind of turns out. It's going to be an absolute mess, and I feel like it's going to leave us all pretty shocked. I feel like there's a lot even I don't know that I'm going to be like, oh my god.
Dude, it's been so good so far, so I definitely don't doubt it. But like you said, it feels like the world's like opening up, and there's so much to it with like people's backstories and
Mm,
just stuff we haven't gone into yet. I feel like they've done a good job at like keeping people interested and giving us bits and pieces without like flooding us with too much stuff. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because it's easy to do that when you have like big world building in an anime. But I'm excited. If I had to guess, I feel like there's got to be some kind of conflict with the professors dying and like a villain on the premise, we'll say. I feel like there's got to be some type of fight, and then however that plays out, there's going to be an explanation from the school or the tower saying, "Hey, this is the deal," or "This is what's really going on."
I don't know if they
Um,
know though, because it's not like they saw that and they're like, oh my god, it has to have been so and so. You know what I mean? They're like, what could have done that? You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot that even they don't know. So I think that's what's
that
kind of
is true.
crazy.
But yeah, it'll definitely be sick to see how this all like comes to a head for the end of season one, and like I love that it's just like continuously built up and up and up for like the 12th episode. I feel like hopefully other people are like as excited as I am because this shit has rocked since episode one.
People are, I think, happy, and I think people are like, yo, it's Black Clover. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the problem where
Mm.
like people are like still kind of hung up on that. But I mean, like if we want to go down that route, a lot of your favorite animes are fucking knockoffs. Like you know what I mean?
I don't get Black Clover from that though. I feel like Black Clover is like very much straightforward, like
Yeah,
with like good guys, bad guys. You know what I mean? This you have like the more like
yeah, I agree with you, but it's just what everyone else is so hung up about. Like that's people's only dispute with it is that Black Clover. Like okay, buddy. Like
I don't know. I disagree, but as long as it gets a season two, I feel like there's so like you said, there's so much content and stuff.
mm,
Like people are obviously getting into it. I think we'll get a season 2.
I think season 2 is actually being announced on the 12th episode. I just have a feeling. I think it's
That
like,
would be sick.
yeah, I feel like this is one that they're going to be like, yo, like, we're coming back soon. You know what I mean? Because it has just been so good, and there is so much material. I think that the manga is just kind of like killing it. Because, like I said, I'm seeing so many spoilers and shit. I feel like the manga is just going off the fucking shelves. So I feel like that's what's going to really push them
Right
for, like,
on.
all right, let's do season 2. So I'm stoked. I'm super excited.
Hell yeah. I feel like that's really what makes all the difference is I was just talking about, not buying stuff. But yeah, like if
Pirating.
people yeah, if people are actually buying it, that's the main thing. So that's super good to hear because I need a season 2 or I'll
Yo,
be going to the manga.
facts. But, boys, Alya hides her feelings in Russian. Listen,
Another
last
banger.
episode, I was like, dude, I need some more romance, right? I need some more interaction between the two because it's been so much like, oh, they're partners, right? Like they're doing this like fucking student council thing. I need more of that romance. And oh my god, did they deliver? Oh my god, bro,
Yeah.
she is flirting in Japanese now, dude. She's not even hiding it. I
She's
ain't
getting
hiding
bought.
shit. Like, it is working. Like, Buddy's like bodied. He folded. Like, he's like he couldn't control himself. He's like, what the fuck? And like, dude, all of, like the scenes too. When she went to go feed him again, that same diner scene, bro, had me crying. How they
Dude,
remade that.
everybody like all wide-eyed and stuff is so good. And she's like so painfully unaware of everybody else where Kuze's like hyper aware of it.
Well, I think she's just used to it. She even made that comment when they were walking, where he was like, "Oh my god, everyone's like is like staring at us," and she's like, "Yeah, well." People like think I'm really pretty, and I get this all the time. He's like, "Oh, it must be annoying. You must have denying a lot of guys." And she's like, "Yeah." So I think she's just used to everyone kind of staring at her like that, so she like doesn't think it's abnormal.
I mean, I guess if you were an attractive woman, that probably would be the case. I'm not saying that about Alya, pause, but
Yeah.
yeah, it definitely would be. I could see that. That does make sense. Yeah, but like as a use, you'd be like, out in public, like that's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Yeah, but she's even saying it's her first date. And I'm surprised she like said it was a date and like he kind of agreed with it. And he's like, yeah, it's a date. I'm like, oh shit, like they're just kind of like getting out front. Like they're both pretty bold
The
this
title on it,
episode.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they were like more aggressive, and Kuze kind of said that like when she feels more confident, she gets more aggressive. But I think Kuze definitely plays into it. He's definitely not having a problem with it.
Oh, but dude, he got bodied this episode. I mean, I was in
Yeah.
control and he was just being dragged along. And I'm all for it. I loved it. I think that it was a really good episode in that aspect of like seeing more of that romance and not just like, oh, like student council and like kind of following the story. But like the story, like it is a romance. You know what I mean? Like that is kind of like the point of it. So I thought that was really really nice. That date scene was absolutely awesome. Great moments. And Aya's mom. I mean, boys,
We
boys.
finally got a smile.
Like, let's go. I mean, like, is what we're waiting for the whole time. I mean, the mother. I mean, I'm all for it. Dude, this has been the week of the moms because that is going to be the biggest talk of My Hero Academia is Mommy Nagant's back. So,
Hell
I
yeah.
was happy this week. Let's just say that. I was happy this week.
Dude, Jake was eating this week for sure. Yo, I'm definitely with you. Like, I'm glad they kind of focus more on the relationship side of stuff rather
Mhm.
than the story. And we got a little bit of Yuki and the family stuff, obviously with the conferences, which was very funny. That was a very good scene. But yeah, it was cool to get like that date, and it was cool to see Alia wear that outfit. I guess she bought like when they first went out in the first couple
Oh,
episodes.
I
I don't
didn't
know if it
even
was like
notice that.
I had seen it on, I don't know, like Instagram or Reddit or something. And I'm like, oh shit. So I think it's like, yeah, episode 2 or 3, like when they go shopping, she wears that dress out. So I'm like, oh, that's a nice little callback to earlier in the season.
Damn, so
Like
they
they
did
did a good job
multiple
of,
things of that. The diner scene, the
yeah,
outfit. Damn, they did a good job this episode with detail. Like, fuck.
kind of like, yeah, and like my corny romantic way, like it's cool to see that their relationship actually grow and like, they're like getting closer and more comfortable with each other. But then obviously, you have the scene with Yuki like begging for time with her brother, and like she's fucking typical Yuki. Like at the end, like I don't know, you got a little bit of that, but like you said, a good focus on the romance in the relationship.
Yeah, dude, that was a good part. And like, by the way, she definitely 100% bought matching mugs for sure. She 100.
Oh
Like she was
yeah,
joking about that. She for sure has one at home, for sure.
Dude, he was dying. Like you said, he got folded right there. He was not ready for that. She got him good.
He said it perfect. He's like, dude, she's reading like a book today. Like shit.
And he's usually pretty like calculated, you know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
he knows that he comes off like, he's perceptive and stuff, but yeah, he got outplayed today.
Yeah, dude, he got startled big time. Just multiple things just on it, and like the Yuki scenes were really funny too. Because like Yuki was just like
Yeah.
Yuki, like I feel like is kind of like Alya in that way, where she's like doesn't care, but she's like, oh my god, wait, spend time with me. Like he's like, I'm gonna call her uncle. He's like, no, 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 stay. I need time
Yeah.
with you.
He's like, "Oh, we finally got some alone time," and he's like, "You're acting like the maid isn't right there. She's just standing there, like completely stoic." Her character is great. Like,
The
she's like
maid,
a funnier,
I
yeah,
love her so much.
yeah. She's funnier than like Hayasaka is
Uh
in
huh.
Kaguya. Like, I don't know. I think she like, um, what's the right word? Like, assists. It's not the right word, but I can't think of it. She like builds up Yuki's character perfectly. She's like the best
Yeah.
wingman for her.
Compliments, I guess would be a good word for it.
Thank you.
Yeah, like dude, the way that she's like so like straight faced too, and like so serious, like right, like you pretend like the maid's not there. She's just sitting there like a statue, like what the
Dude, so
fuck?
good.
And it's like, well, first of all, is this the episode where they were hiding behind the desk, and that's how that started?
I guess that was last episode.
That was
Yeah.
was that last episode? Was that shit was funny too, where they were just hiding behind the desk. He's like, I know you're there, and they're like, he's like, what were you doing? He's like, planning to have a secret meeting. It's like,
Like, well, and
what?
we waited too long to announce ourselves, so we just decided to creep on you. Like, yes, very logical decision, President.
Yes. But dude, that shit had me dying. Like their interactions, I feel like all the characters are so well written, and then their interactions together are just perfect. They're just so fucking good, so funny, and it's just like, yo, like this is what we need more of. This is exactly what we need more of, and it was funny because I was talking like a group chat. I'm like, yo, boys, my room's 1,000 degrees. I want to open up the door, open up window, let some air get through. Like, but I really want to watch Alya. Like, is this safe? Is this like a safe bet? Like this is a gamble here. Like this
You
is
never know.
yeah. This is either tame or like what the fuck did I just watch? Like that's on the borderline of hentai. Like borderline. So I ended up taking the risk because we all love a good gamble and ended up paying it off. But like I do just want more of those kind of episodes. I feel like you can make Yuki be really funny and entertaining without crossing that line. And it's like these are the episodes that I love. These are the episodes where I'm like, yo, Alia, perfect fucking anime. I absolutely love it. You know what I mean? So hopefully we get more of these episodes. Like the episodes, like was it the last one or 2 episodes ago, where they're like hypnotized. These are the ones I love. So I hope we see more of this. I hope this is how it plays out more.
I'm definitely with you. Like, they've had some like funny, etchy scenes and stuff, and like obviously through the course of a season, like we
Yeah.
can laugh at it and joke about it, but yeah, at least one more like good episode like dedicated to Kuze and Alya, like being
Mm-hmm.
together and like progressing in their friendship and relationship. Obviously, I think it'll come back to the student council situation in the race towards like the finale, but
Yeah.
at least like a good chunk of those 2 episodes, or three, however many's left. Give us some more time together. Give us another date or something, because they
Yeah.
definitely made it a point, like you said, to make that out to be a date. Um, and now like the parents are running into each other. Obviously, Kuze sees his mom, so that's going to be a thing. I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
we'll get some more backstory there, which is cool. That's definitely interesting. But yeah, let me get one more date scene before the end of the season.
Yeah, I feel like next episode is gonna be like a lore episode with him and his family. So you can tell he was not excited to see her, and he's like, oh, like he kind of was, but then he's like, you know what, fuck her. All this is kind of like because of her. So yeah, it's gonna be quite an episode. That's gonna be something. But I'm excited. I can't wait to see more of it. And like I said, like you said, I'm glad that they did have this date episode because it kind of progressed the relationship instead of being like, oh, we're gonna be in the student council, and then like at the end of it, like, oh, you know what, I have feelings for you. Like, oh, I have feelings for you too, and then they get together. Like that's stupid. We got to see the romance to help build it up, and their attention to detail with it is actually like really cool. I don't know. I just feel like that complements a lot with it. So I think it's killing it. I'm excited for the rest of the season, and yeah, hopefully it keeps on keeping on. You know what I mean? Hopefully it just keeps doing its thing.
Heck yeah, Kuze's grandpa was hysterical. But
Right.
that was also the first time we saw Kuze like visibly upset. He like grits his teeth when he sees his mom.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the first time we seen him like angry or upset. So it'll definitely be cool to learn a little bit more about the situation. Kind of feels like obviously he resents it and his family to some degree, other than his super cool, bodacious wingman grandpa in his like all white suit. Like, yo,
Yo, Alya's
swagged
mom's
out.
so sick too because she was like, "Oh, so you gonna marry him or?" You know what I mean? Just playing along. She thought it was funny.
And neither of them said no. They both were like, shut up or be quiet or whatever.
Hmm.
Neither of them said no, which I thought was kind of cute too.
Yeah, dude, that was the dude. They throw the sugar like, yeah, like thank you, Grandpa. Fuck
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Fucking I don't know if they said his name or not, but yeah, Grandpa rocks for sure.
I think they just literally said Grandpa. I think that's what he was calling him the entire time. Because when he first said it, I thought he was talking about his other grandfather, like the asshole one.
That's
That's
yeah, that's what I thought. And I'm like, I thought he had like a different look, different
yeah.
build to him. Like, damn, what happened? Nah, this is cool. This is cool, Grandpa.
Yeah, it's just cool, Grandpa on the dad side. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
But all right, man. My Hero Academia. Well, what are you thinking about
Huh.
this?
Yeah, My Hero is sick. I feel like kind of get a little momentum both ways. Like obviously it feels like Deku's in a 2v1 with Kurogiri and Shigaraki, but like
Okay.
now it's Shigaraki and less
All for
all
one.
for one. I can't. I'm like my little brain is trying to like separate these three words. Like
Bro, they're so
yes,
hard because you think of one for all, and you're like, wait, is it one for all for one for all? It's
who's this?
all
Yeah,
for one. Yeah,
who's it all
yeah,
for? Like
yeah.
yeah, but all for one is struggling to keep up with him, and he's like on a time crunch. So like even though the villains might be making physical progress, at the same time, like their plan isn't going to plan. It's not working out perfectly.
Hmm. All right, so we're gonna be talking about the last three episodes, guys. The last three episodes. I gotta say this. I want to shit on it real quick. All right, I want to say the negative
Okay,
things
hell
before I
yeah.
hype it up. I can't stand this anime. I don't think. Um, it
It's the best.
it's giving me Attack on Titan vibes where it's like, okay, the longer it goes, the less sense it makes. I feel like the author has no fucking clue what they're doing or want to do. What happened to everyone dying? As happy as I am for Lady Nagant to be back, didn't she get fucking disintegrated? But why is she
Yeah.
back? Like, there's no one has fucking died in this anime. You cannot tell me Stars and Stripes is dead. I feel like she's gonna be coming back at the end of this, 100%. So no one's dying. It seems like every single person in this anime has plot armor, and it just again is chaotic and just doesn't make sense. I feel like it's like what the fuck. The past, what I literally go like 5, 6 podcast episodes back. I literally called each and every one of these fights. So everything up until now has been a
Yeah.
fucking waste. Because we knew what the matchups were going to be, but oh no, you're going to stroke us off and play around with us thinking that, oh, let's pretend it's going to be this, and then wasted all of this time. The only thing that happened in those fights was that All Might, no, what's his, Endeavor lost an arm. That's the only thing that happened in the past, like, 3 or 4 episodes, realistically, up until now. Like, nothing happened. You're just fucking, let's play pretend. So, I feel like they just wasted time. They don't know what they're doing. Plot armor out the ass. There's no consequences, and it makes no fucking sense. And I'm like, dude, what is this anime? Like, I feel like Attack on Titan was kind of the same thing, where they kind of lost the idea of where they were going and it became a shit show. Like, dude, just put an end to this. Put the nail in the coffin. We're fucking done. You don't know what you're doing. Like, I feel so like if it wasn't for Lady Nagant being back and it being so far into the anime, I feel like I would have just dropped it. Like, I just don't know, man.
Yeah, that's always kind of been my issue with it. I feel like in every like big anime you have at least some form of consequences, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
like teachers or um classmates or comrades, however you want to cut it. Like people die or people betray each other. Like there really hasn't been any consequences, and it feels in a way very predictable. Like we kind of know through the story so far what the next, what these end fights were going to be. Like you said, you called them, and then like to your point, everything that we've done, all these fights up to this point, literally nobody has any like serious injuries other than Endeavor's arm. Nobody's like
Yeah.
been like really taken out of the fight, which kind of feels like a waste. You're definitely right.
Although
So,
Shoto is. That's the only difference, is that Shoto's now not fighting.
oh yeah, okay, so like, but like even that whole
But
plot line, you
he's
knew it
not
was
hurt
gonna
though.
be.
That's the thing, he's not hurt. He's just out of like juice, it seems like. You know what I mean? So it's like again, it's like what the fuck?
Yeah, he's like burnt out, but he's not like beat. And we knew it was gonna be Dabi versus Endeavor anyway. Like
Yeah.
I
Like
don't know, it feels very predictable and like feels like it's never taken the kid gloves off, which like that might be directed at a certain audience. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that don't like characters getting killed off.
Mm-hmm.
Um, even in like One Piece, like not many people die, but like there still is like sacrifice and consequence, and people do die. So I don't know. Without that, it's hard to like really get emotionally attached for me, I think.
And I think the predictability is like I think they're trying not to be, and they think they're not, which is why, like I said, it feels like it's lost or like it's dog shit. Because since we know where it's gonna go, when it does all these twists and turns and all that, la la la, and it still ends up at the end point that we knew was gonna happen the whole time, that's where it feels like you don't know what the fuck you're doing. It feels like it's all over the place and it feels like trash. So I feel like if it wasn't predictable, then it would be good, because then all these misdirects and twists and turns will be like, oh my god, like, what is happening? But instead, since you know where it's gonna be, it just feels fucking stupid as we get from point A to point B. It's just like, what the fuck was the point of that? Just draw the line, dude. You don't have to go all over the place. So I feel like that's like the biggest thing there. But I mean, other than that, there are some things that absolutely hype up from this episode. Lady Nagant being back, oh god, bless you. If you're gonna bring back somebody, like that's the person to bring back. The fact that they did nothing
Hell
to kill
yeah.
mommies this anime was bullshit. So now that she's back, I'm absolutely hooked up. Makes no sense. She shouldn't be, but she's here and we're happy. Dude, fucking the teleport dude being their childhood friend being confirmed is actually sick. I think that's really cool, and I hope that they're able to bring him back. The Spinner versus Shoji, I think his name fight, absolutely fucking amazing. And
Very
then the
sick.
Gentle Criminal return was absolutely goaded. That was awesome. That
Yeah.
was actually fucking incredible.
Yeah, and like now I'm like, I should take some of that back. Like, like you can be critical of an anime and still enjoy it. The
Hmm.
Gentle Criminal scene was fucking dope. And like that
Oh,
was
the build up for it too.
yeah, like I don't know, everything with that. And what's the little girl's name?
Oh, it starts with a B.
I literally can only think La Bamba. Like
That is
that's
it, isn't
basically
it?
it's similar to that, but it's not.
Lamba something? Lambaria? I don't. We're fucking butchers. Who gives a shit? The little girl.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, we all know who we're talking about. I keep thinking of that fucking song, but either way, like, yeah, that scene was really well put together, and like, there is still really good writing to it.
Mhm.
Even if we are critical of it, there's still like really good parts of it. And even though like at first I was like super annoyed because as soon as Deku realizes his gentle criminal, he starts crying in the middle of like
Yeah,
an
the
intense
dude's
battle. I'm like,
crying
yo,
again. Like, are you
like
fucking kidding me?
that scene hit hard. Like I feel you, it's an emotional scene, but like,
It's a
bro,
sick
tears
scene, not a
and
crying scene.
yeah, you should be like hyped up. That should like invigorate you. And he's like, "Oh no, I have the worst villain ever in front of me. Let me cry it out real quick."
Like, oh my god, Deku, like, bro, like, drop the trope, bro. Like, the cool thing is, too, is the setup for it, because, like, you actually, like, see him, like, earlier in the episode, doing the fucking Goku, like, powering up, on the ocean. You're like, oh my god, who is this guy? I completely forgot about him. I was like, oh, who is this guy? Like, okay,
Oh,
just to fuck some shit up. And then you have the build up, and then they finally get it, and he jumps up, and and the thing with him is that, like, he went to jail and then kind of got out. Like, that makes sense. Like, his whole arc, his whole role in this entire anime was just very good. Take notes. But if you take away someone's power, you kill them, keep their power going and keep them dead. It's that simple. So him coming back, I feel like the way that he came back makes sense, which is why it was also so fucking good. But yeah, dude, absolutely insane. What a beast and what a scene. Other than Deku fucking crying again. Like, bro.
yeah, that was my only issue with it, but super super well done. And like you said, the build up and the whole character coming full circle, I feel like is definitely one of their best.
And
And like
get
his admiration for Deku in that situation too, like
mm-hmm.
plays perfectly into the situation in the plot, and it's not like forced.
And I feel like the thing too is like the kind of like the moral, kind of lesson is that they were even talking about like, oh, do we trust this criminal to like actually like help us and save us with like the most vital part? It's like, hey man, that crime was like a past thing. It's not who they are now. You can't just like label someone for something that they did, back then. Like people change. Like they, you know what I mean? And they actually, he's like, I'm gonna put my trust in them. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put my trust in them, and it paid off because they ended up taking out that hacker. This dude came in, Gentle Criminal came in and saved the day, and I was like, you know what? Fuck yeah, redemption. That's what we love, baby. A good redemption arc. So
Well said,
perfect,
perfectly
yeah.
said. And also the name Gentle Criminal is fucking fire. That's such a sick name. I'm like, oh yes,
He
love
also
it.
just looks sick, dude. He looks like that old millionaire dude that can fuck shit up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, yeah.
So I was hyped about that, and then kind of getting to the Shoji Spinner fight. That was awesome. But again, it was like there's a ton of plot armor in that fight that I was like, come on, bro. Like, come on, you know what I mean? Like, but other than that, like the moral side of it, like the speeches and kind of what they're talking about, and the character development specifically was fucking awesome. That was just really really good. I really enjoyed that. Of both Shoji and then who was the other guy? Arima, I think his name is the
Arma,
kid.
yeah.
Yeah, the kid who can talk to animals. Those two like really shined in that fight. I feel like it was the enemies when their plot armor that was fucking annoying. That was so exhausting.
I feel like for me, like once Bakugo goes down and it's Best Jeanist and who's the other guy, the ninja guy?
Oh, it's that blood guy. Yeah, I forget his name. He's like
Yeah, he like
Thread or something.
thread shot maybe.
I don't
I
know.
forget, but he like goes into Deku's heart. After that, it was like, all right, you just gotta like live with the plot armor. But I definitely feel you, and like it's
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
setting him up. Yeah, they're like setting him up for success, and I don't know. Not that it's the worst thing in the world. But yeah, like you said, there's definitely plot armor on both sides, so it's like it's kind of annoying. But yeah, the morality of it and the dialogue, very good. It like definitely is one of my hero strengths too, like making really cool side characters and giving them like really cool moments and making them stand out and giving them that like main character moment.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I agree. But like, here's what I'm trying to think too. Did Lady Nagant actually fully die, or were they like? Because that's what I'm trying to think. Because when we see Lady Nagant, first of all, it's a badass fucking scene, right? Because I mean, boys, this is why we watch the anime. You think we watch the anime for some fucking kid that cries every 20 seconds? Like,
In
no.
fact,
Like, no. Like, it was for Lady Nagant. And of course, they always kill these mommies after like an episode and a half of them being in it. Like, seriously, you can't give them like a season or something. But like, I remember like her shot coming out of nowhere. Like, let's be honest, we all freaked out. We all saw that like what is it like purple and like blue, bullet, and we're like, no fucking way. And then it
what an
shows her
intro.
like 4 miles away, like so far away, and it hurt the sniper, and you're like, holy shit, she's back, and she was all bandaged up, which is why I'm trying to think: was she on the brink of death, and they were like, hey, Deku, we're gonna do whatever we can to save her, or was she like gone? Because I remember her like imploding. You know what I mean? I remember her being like disintegrating pretty much.
I was under the assumption she was dead. I'm trying to like read it. I looked it up, and it like there's no specifics. It doesn't say, but I was under the assumption, yeah, she was dead.
Yeah,
And like,
they said there was a chance, like kind of like a right now what's going on in Jujutsu Kaisen with uh Kugasaki. How like, oh, it looks like she's like 99.99% dead. If that's the case, then this is sick. But I was always under the impression that it was always 100% like, oh yeah, she's toast, she's gone. Like half of hers disappeared.
yeah, and she's like bandaged up. I think I don't know. Maybe it would have felt a little more realistic if she was like missing limbs and like fucking really banged up. I mean, I don't know. Maybe part of it's like censorship. You don't want to like dismember this hot mommy character, but like at the same time, I was just under the assumption she was gone.
Yeah,
Like,
I would have been better
yeah,
if they brought it up multiple times. Like, oh, like she's still not like him asking like, oh, how's she doing? And
speculation.
like it's still not looking good. Like she's still in a coma. You know what I mean? If they kept bringing it up and kind of made it so it's like, oh, hey, everybody, she's on life support, but like it's not looking good. And then we have this scene where it's like, oh my god, she's up, she's awake, and she's better than ever. You know what I mean? Then it would have been sick. But yeah, I think it's such a fucking cool scene. But then it's a reminder. Where it's like, yo, like wasn't she dead? Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be on us for kind of forgetting if it was 100% or not, but could be a badass scene. Could be a come on, boys, come on. Like,
Could be both. But you're right. I wouldn't trust my memory on that to be 100%.
yeah,
But like,
same.
still, when you see like the purple bullet come through, it was just like, oh shit!
Like
Like
she's
that was
back. Let's go.
such a wicked reveal. Very very fucking cool.
Like I probably shouldn't out myself for this, but I'm kind of getting a waifu cup. Should be here any day now. Hopefully, I
Ooh, all
bought it because
right,
it
all
looks like
right.
Lady Nagant. Did I not show you it?
No.
Bro, it's Lady Nagant. Like, I'll put it up on the screen here so you guys can see it. It's not the
Hell yeah.
listen. It's not the most appropriate. Okay, it's not the most appropriate, but it's fucking sick. Tell me that's not Lady Nagant. That's Lady Nagant.
Dude, yo, it is, and the purple is fucking fire.
Yeah, the purple.
Love it. Yeah, yeah. It's my favorite color. That's what I like. Certainly,
Bro, but like she's my favorite. I absolutely love Lady Nagant, and I think that truly is one of the characters that's really criminal that they didn't get into more. because even when we first meet her, she's known as like that. Wasn't she like a top 10 hero? You know what I mean?
Yeah, she was one of like the like couple main
Heroes that
people of like the Dark Hero arc or whatever.
Yeah, and like she just kind of disappeared, and then like she reappeared. Like we didn't know anything about her until like she came after Deku, and everyone's like, oh fuck, like he's in trouble because like she used to be a top 10 hero, very 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 skilled, who then
A
like went
trained
undercover.
killer.
Yeah, and then swapped sides. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, getting into her lore, into her character would have been so fucking good. But like again, it's like episode and a half, then we kill her off. You know what I mean? So I'm glad she's back. I also wish that we were gonna go more into detail with her. Like she's a character I think can get a spinoff, and it would be like good.
Yeah, and like, I mean, I feel like with almost every single anime that's of a certain size and like character pool, you
Hmm.
don't flesh out really cool characters like that. And, to that point, you don't want to end up like One Piece where, you have dozens of episodes dedicated to each character. But then again, I don't know. If you're going to have something that runs for hundreds of episodes, I like that a little more. But, at the same time, I'm also not like a total casual. So like, I like that shit. But
Yeah,
yeah, I'm definitely with you. She's a great character. She's badass. Obviously, her design is like so fucking cool. I feel like she could get a spin-off, but it would have been cool to see her fleshed out a little more. Even just give her like a full episode, with like backstory and all that. That would have been cool.
again, it would have been cool if you just didn't kill her off. Because then you can keep
Yeah, like right
mentioning her
away.
and kind of getting more information about her, you know what I mean? And then it leads up to this big scene that makes a lot more sense. So I'm really, really, really excited about that. But I think Lady Nagan, that scene was sick, despite, when you had the realization, it was like, oh, didn't she, like, get nuked? And then Gentle Criminal was fucking awesome. The hospital scene was also really cool. But again, it's the whole, oh, we're going to bring him to reason. And then, oh, nope, we're going to come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, feels like kind of classic or like typical, but yeah, some really, really good stuff. And like the dialogue was really good. There's like very
Yeah.
good writing in there. Not to be like overly critical, but there was definitely some really awesome stuff the last few episodes.
That's what I'm like interested about. Like how is this gonna like end now? You know what I mean? Because now like shit hits the fan with what that one guy escaping, dude, and we have like Prime All for One right now. You know what I mean?
Dude, he looks so sick.
Dude, he does. Like that actually looks like so dope. I don't know the limits of that, of like why he couldn't do that before, or what. But like I can't wait to see more about like I'm waiting for dude, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I can't wait to see the end of this and how it kind of like turns out and to see if they disappoint or they actually like show up. It's like, "Oh fuck, like this is cool."
Yeah, now we're kind of like at the final battles, and some of these like storylines are gonna get resolved. So like, hopefully we do have some like major impact scenes, and it's been fun. But it would really be like long lasting, and it would hit hard if like, some characters take each other out. Not good or bad, but like just some big impacts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, so far the only character we actually like lost really was All Might. Like, of course.
Yeah, and like stars and stripes. But now, like you said, I don't really know if
For now, she
we'll
got
probably
literally disintegrated, but bullshit. We're gonna see her back, dude. I swear to God, I swear to God, I don't give a fuck if this is your favorite anime. If she comes back, I will make 20 goddamn videos just shitting on My Hero Academia. I would get it, bro. I'll start parades of how bad this anime is if she comes back.
nah. I definitely need some like I got to keep the consequences. There has to be like some level
That's what I'm saying. If
of
they bring
suffering.
her back, then we're done. Like this is the worst anime that's ever been written. Like
Yeah, that would definitely fuck it up for me.
yeah, like bro, but we'll see. We'll see. We're gonna have hope for them for this ending. All right. At least they did bring back a mommy. Like
Positive.
I'm upset about it, but at the same time, you can't be too upset. You know.
Yeah, true. You got to take your W's where you get them.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it. Is there anything else you want to say?
Nah, good stuff, man. I'm super super excited for the end of this season. I feel like we've been like really enjoying it and eating well, but it's time for the payoff. You know what I mean? There's going to be
Yeah.
some really cool shit in these finales.
Dude, I'm stoked. I hope you guys are too. Listen, guys, if you made it this far, I'd be surprised because we went on quite the tangent on a couple of these.
Yeah.
But we are dropping a video later in the week, probably very soon, of the fall season. So if you're interested to see what's coming out in the fall season, check out that video. Keep an eye out for it. Listen, the fall season, I already took a very big sneak peek, a little deep dive. It's gonna be fucking amazing. And like it's not like a speculating, like it will be fucking amazing. So stay tuned for that. Great anime is coming, so if you want to get out of the house real quick, go do it because once the fall season comes, Goodbye to that.
See ya.
With that said, guys, hope you have a great rest of your week and